It was as if I were paralyzed, my eyes open, but my body unable to move. Had it noticed my movement? I squinted my eyes to appear asleep before the wolf jolted towards the door. Like a patient coming back to life, I rose from my bed. No. I screamed. It stopped. It did not turn around. Oh. I screamed again. My speech became slurred. I take my eyes off the wolf and look down. This again. My teeth falling out. With each tooth that falls out, another wave of panic rushes over me, consuming me. I didn't even notice the wolf heading towards. My eyes shot open. I take a few extra breaths before the panic starts to subside and guilt starts to take over. This is not the first time this nightmare has haunted me. The werewolf showing up. The teeth falling out. Guilt overcomes me. Why would I concern myself with my teeth when I know the wolf was heading towards Hunter's room? Fuck. Hunter. The clock on the nightstand glowed 3:30 a.m. as I quietly grabbed my purse. I had read a lot of blogs recently, and it seemed that the going rate for a tooth was $5 nowadays. I grabbed 2 bills out of my wallet and quietly opened Hunter's door. My first attempt at tooth fairying scared the shit out of me, and it didn't help when I couldn't find Hunter's tooth under the pillow. With every passing moment aimlessly maneuvering my hand underneath Hunter's pillow, the thought of his eyes shooting open stung me to my core, so I leave the $5 bill and decide this tooth fairy would let him keep the tooth for show and tell. I take the other bill out of my pocket and place it on my nightstand as I return to bed. The thought of sleep was futile with the amount of adrenaline rushing through my body. I'm a good mom. I'm a great mom. Why did I let the wolf get to him? The ugly thoughts started to creep in. I was haunted by real-world nightmares as well. If there were only something I could do. That's when my door swung open and every negative thought disappeared. $5. $5. He screamed, running around my room before eventual belly flopping onto my bed. How much did you get? I glance over at my nightstand and grab the bill. What? Just $1. You only got $1. But I got $5. I cracked a smile. The tooth fairy must love you a lot more than me. I told you there was nothing to be afraid of. You were right, mommy. Next time, you don't have to use one of your teeth. I'm not afraid anymore. I giggled. I'm a damn good mother. I know how to make my child feel safe. But only if you give me the $1 you got from the tooth fairy. What a little shit. I fucking love that little shit. A couple of days later I was driving Hunter home from school. He was lamenting about a new boy, Lucas, in his class. He always gets picked first to play dodgeball even though I'm the best. I look through my rearview mirror and see my handsome man sporting an overly expressive mad face equipped with a stern, crossed arms. If he's better than me, nobody will hang out with me. He began kicking, the heels of his feet banging against his car seat. I hate him. I hate him. His kicking escalated. I hate him. I hate him. I hate him. His tantrum started to pick up. He hadn't started these tantrums since David moved out of the house. God, I wish I could blame David for this. Hunter's screams started escalating and his body started flailing in full exercise mode. I snap out of my self-loathing fantasies and pull over. I let the car seat do most of the work as he flails about, and I tried to talk sense to him during his brief gasps for air. That's when he reached into his mouth and with a blood-curdling scream, ripped out one of his teeth. Hunter. I cried, expecting to see blood. He began to calm down. The tooth must have been coming out already. There was no blood, just a gaping memory of his abrupt breakdown. Hunter was quiet the rest of the night. I was scared to bring it up. Why couldn't I calm him down? Why couldn't I do anything? Will he cause himself harm to escape anger from now on? "Mommy?" he said quietly over his cartoons. He looked up at me, his eyes glossy and wet. What if the tooth fairy doesn't like me anymore? I cradle him in my arms. "Lovebug, the tooth fairy will love you no matter what." I wasn't lying. "Are you sure? Are you sure he's not mad at me?" His eyes began to flood with tears. I smile coyly and once again break out my mom expertise. "I'll tell you what. How about I leave one of my teeth again and we'll see who gets more money?" He forces a smile before I walk into the bathroom and close the door. After a little bit of terribly forced screams on par with that of a middle school drama class, I return from the bathroom with a crumbled piece of toilet paper the size of a tooth. Took a lot, and it was a little painful. But for you, Lovebug, I'd lose every last one of my teeth. I didn't even realize I had said that. The words rang in my head. I was a liar. I don't even remember him hugging me after that. I don't remember tucking him in. I don't remember getting into bed. I just remember what the ceiling looked like that night. Why didn't I save him? That's when I heard the clicks on the hardwood floor. I checked to see if I could move my body. The wolf was back. I can do it. I can save my son this time. Usually paralyzed at this point in the dream, I was amazed at how cognizant I was. I easily, yet silently rise from my bed and crack open my bedroom door. Nothing in the hall. I slowly open Hunter's door and jumped at the sight of a figure standing in his room. As instantaneous as I jumped, I pushed the door open and recognized Hunter standing there, in the dark, looking out the window. "Hunter? Are you okay, Lovebug?" No response. You know, the tooth fairy doesn't come if little boys wait up. Shut up. Did Hunter say that? Shut up. Do you think I'm stupid? You think I don't know? I thought I knew paralysis from my previous dreams. But nothing prepared me for the paralysis that overcame me when he turned around and looked at me with bright, red eyes. "It's your fault. You're the one that made Daddy go away. I hate you. I hate you and I hate this house. I wish you were dead." The words struck me so hard I didn't even see him leap towards me. Bang! A white light and I fall to my ass. I don't see anything. I only feel those words. "April, get the fuck out of here." The sound of a curse word in the proximity of Hunter was enough to snap me back. It was the werewolf from my dreams, holding back my ravenous boy. It was then that I saw a single fang growing out of my son's previously empty gum. "April. You can't save him. You need to go now. This is where I wake up. This is where I wake up. This is where I wake up. Now, April." I run to my room, shut the door, and scream at the top of my lungs. Why did I leave? Why didn't I fight off the werewolf? Why didn't I save my son? Why was I so worried about myself, a goddamned good-for-nothing failure of a mother? All I could do was sob. Scream and sob. Why wasn't I waking up? Why isn't my son running in to show off his money? The money. I didn't leave him money. I could only sob louder. I open my eyes and see my pool of tears have become a pool of teeth. I know I am dreaming. I know I am numb. I stand and smash the teeth with my feet, stomping on them over and over. "You can't save him, April. I've told you that from the beginning. I whipped around and there, standing in the corner, was the werewolf. I was so numb I didn't even recognize the voice. You know he'll kill you, David. I opened my mouth to talk, but had no teeth to speak. I didn't even try. If he kills before all his teeth come in, if he teethes on blood, he will learn to always extinguish pain with another's life. I allowed my eyes to overflow. I knew what was coming. April, I can't let him kill you. His human side would never be able to live with it. He'd be a monster forever. Just like you, you cheating, lying ass. He paused as if expecting my open arms wrapped around his neck. He was wrong. You know, he always asks me to check up on you. I always declined. I never wanted you to see me on nights like this. It didn't explain every other night he didn't come home. But I couldn't deny him when he offered his tooth and his money. I tried to deny it, but he opened his pouch. 2 teeth and 2 silver dollars. I couldn't help but feel giddy. I had given him more. April, I will always be there for him. Every time he loses a tooth and every time a new one comes in. When he needs the teeth I will hold him back. But you need to trust me. I need you to say it. How did he expect me to say anything with a mouth full of gums? Honestly, I'm surprised he didn't proposition something else. Say it. I took a breath. I cannot save him. Everything started rubbing. High-pitched noises echoed through the air, and the only thing I could see was David's distorted body turn its back to me before everything went black. Mommy. The rubbing faded and the light piercing through my eyelids morphed into the face of my son. My human son. Mommy, guess what? It was morning. Was that really all a dream? Mummy, I saw the tooth fairy. What? Wait. What? I had barely reevaluated my new surroundings, but I knew for certain that I was the tooth fairy. No, Lovebug. Don't worry, Mummy. I'm not scared of him anymore. Look. He holds up a $10 bill. $10. The tooth fairy wasn't mad at me after all. David would try to one-up me by giving him a $10. Look, Mummy. You got $10, too. I sit up and look at my nightstand. Hamilton returned my glance. I couldn't help but laugh. I told him, Mummy. I said it wasn't fair that you got less. You deserve just as much love as I do. I laughed and laughed. Tears rolling down my face. I couldn't speak. A full mouth of teeth and I couldn't say a word. Hunter cozied up next to me, holding me tight. And Mommy? You don't have to pull your teeth out anymore. I don't want you to feel pain just to make me safe. It's not fair. I'm really, really sorry.